that, of course, Raphael chose the flannel mallets, and with flannel mallets, especially in audition, very, very careful with them. Because the moment you start ugly, you're out. Especially for the non-percussion players.
Yeah.
So always try to know what you need to do in what kind of situation. Good. So you played really well. Was the tuning completely in order? Can you play the G, please?
Wasn't it at all?
Yeah, play the D. So I did not like that the D was somewhat one way or another. Yeah. No, I think it should be a bit lower. Yeah. If your G's go, now play the B flat, a bit lower. Yeah. So we have depressive music, so we need to have depressive tuning, yes? The collar needs to be a bit depressed. So it means like when you say, okay, this is D, hair lower. Good. Beginning. So, Berlioz, revolutionary, because he was one of the famous composers who changed the timpani. He would tell you different sticks. He was the first great composer. Maybe he just stole it from a mediocre composer, but he was the first great one to tell you, I use different sticks. But he did very simplistic. What do you think I mean, Raphael?
The sponge sticks and
Yeah.
wooden sticks. I think
He uses wood, leather, and sponge. But he uses it very simplistic. With simplistic, I mean, who doesn't know anything about percussion? That would be the best, if I would have somebody who doesn't know anything about percussion, because they would give me the right answer. Good. So, I have soft, medium, and hard sticks. What sticks do I use for loud playing? Hard sticks. Yeah? What stick do I use for soft playing? Soft sticks. If I would ask anybody who doesn't know anything about timpani, they would say this. We do the opposite. When we play loud, we can use soft sticks because it's clear enough and we have good sound. And when it's soft, many people, not me specifically, will take harder sticks, otherwise it's not clear enough. So Berlioz was using the sticks not for is it clear or not or whatever, he was using the sticks for the color. So anything that's soft in the Fantastique, Symphony Fantastique, he uses soft, tells you soft sticks. So you use flannel, but Beethoven writes sponge, or Berlioz writes sponge.
Yeah.
Good. Now there is another reason to use sponge, because this is a quasi-funeral march. So it means it has a very dark sort of,
yeah.
and the flannel gives bright color.
Right.
Or at least it gives a lot of attack. That's one thing. You know that Berlioz, what did he write in this symphony actually? What is original in this symphony?
Damp and this.
Well, the dampened is not really in the official music often. But yes, one hand and two hands, which was very experimental. What did he want? What do you think? Why does he write that?
He wanted to have this da 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 as a line and this clear pulse.
But why? I mean, because you're thinking like a 21st century, are we in the 22nd century already? 21st. Yeah, of course, 21st, yeah. You're like in the 20th, I mean, we're talking 1800, what is it, 30s, like that. You know, people, they didn't know anything compared to we. We have a lot of different. So, why did he do that? Simple reason. What's the most simple reason? Who knows?
Give the pulse to the artist.
Yeah, but I don't think there was so complicated thinking in that time. Koen?
I think there are steps, right? Because of the march.
Yeah, there are steps. But why does he want you to play one hand? Ayami?
Because it's more stable.
Yes, of course.
Ah, because in the past was different, the mallet.
Yes. See, our mallet maker, understand? I mean, now maybe you can buy sticks that when you play tong tong, it sounds all the same, but you think in that time, with sponge, the one sponge comes from Nice, and the other sponge comes from Monaco, you know. It was not regular, this stick, right, left, right. He said, play with one stick. And then this double one is of course a step, because he was experimenting, he was the first composer. Let me hear that, you know. And he would, and that technique would be impossibly bad compared to now. It would be like, there would not be a fantastic technical timpani player, it would be like an amateur now. Like. So he said, this is not regular. Yeah, then I have to play with one hand. Okay, I like that one hand. Daniele Gatti, our former chief conductor, he came to us and he said, Nick Marinus, with one hand, how fast can you play, you know? And he could do it actually very fast with his baton. I'm not sure, he must have been a very good timpani player. He could do it very fast. We said, well, maximum, 2 old timpani players, maximum is like, you know. He said, okay. I don't think in that time they could play faster than that. So that's the tempo I take. He just thought, okay, one hand playing, what can they do? You know, that's the tempo I take. So now all these performances are very fast. Because conductors don't like the piece so much, they want to get it over with, and it's not very interesting musical. But what Gatti said is no. So, and actually the impact of that strict tempo was very, very interesting and very impressive. Good. So you can play with one hand now, but whatever you want. But I want you to play the mystery of the step and the mystery of that's a little loud. Good. Yeah? So the crescendo, of course, in this kind of music is very dramatic. It's not loud, but dramatic, yeah? 1 and 2. Is that pianissimo? Let's do an experiment. Hold your sticks. And so what Raphael is doing, his elbows are here. Now, if you have to play soft, this is quite, for me it feels like not comfortable. If I want to make it comfortable, I will put my elbows here. Because otherwise I cannot control my hands. So let's push it back. Push it back.
Peter put it.
Okay. Well, that's okay.